Welcome, brains and magical beings. Today, we are going to be focusing on our core and breath. This class will strengthen your intercostal muscles, the little muscles in between your ribs, and your core, your lower abs, and your back. By doing this class multiple times a week, you will see a big improvement in your breathing, your breath control, your ab strength, and even your waistline. I recommend doing this intro video that has a lot of exclamation in it a few times around. If you're really liking it, think about going on to my website and becoming a member for as little as $5 a month, and you'll get this sequence but with less instruction. So it's perfect for if you really get into it and you want to do it quicker every day or a couple times a week. This sequence is intense. It's definitely not a beginner sequence, although beginners, if they're mindful, can do it. I recommend this sequence for intermediate people, and if you are a beginner, take your time, have breaths, and stop if you feel lightheaded. If you feel lightheaded, take your normal breaths and resume, maybe even only doing half of the amounts of breathing that I'm doing. All right, let's get started. We're going to do a short meditation, and then we're going to get into the pranayama, the breathing techniques for strong core, strong abdominals. So we're going to close our eyes, or you can keep them open. Roll the shoulders back. You can take your hands to your lower back and just brush the hands back behind you, relaxing the lower back. Make sure you're underneath your sit bones. We're going to close the rib cage and open the chest. And just take a couple of your natural breaths here. Noticing the air as it enters and exits. And I want you to notice your chest, how the air rises and falls in the chest. And then we're going to notice the sides of the ribs as it opens and closes. And you put one hand on the chest and one on the back. If that's uncomfortable, just have it to the side. And notice how your ribs expand with each breath in the back. Now we're going to bring our hands to the stomach. Relax that belly. Notice the rise and fall of the stomach. We're going to get into our yogic breaths now. We're going to start with this breath. We're going to engage the Muladhara Bandha, the bandha at the base of the spine, the muscles that we hold when we have to pee. So engaging there. and also engaging the sphincter, which is the butt. So engaging the butt, engaging those pelvic floor muscles. And we're going to take inhales, tuck the chin, engage, and hold. And exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Engage, inhale. Tuck the chin, hold. Exhale, release. Last time, engage, inhale, and hold. Exhale, release. If you're not used to doing that, it might be really hard, and this whole time you're just practicing trying to feel that, and that's completely normal and great. The more you practice, the more you'll eventually feel that, and then you'll be able to do the technique. But by trying to do the technique actually leads to the technique. Kind of like in basketball, when you're throwing the ball, you have the technique, you're shown the technique, but it kind of sucks at first. But eventually you make it into the hoop. So that's like what we're doing here. So now we're going to do the same holding, but instead we're going to hold on an exhale. Hold. So holding here, inhale. Now exhale. Hold. Release. We're going to do that 2 more times. And by the way, if you have anxiety, doing it in this direction might be really intense. So I recommend maybe just skipping this breathing technique to the next one if you have anxiety. But there's a lot of breath holding can either actually help with anxiety in the sense that you start to realize, oh, this is what it means to hold my breath intentionally. And then you're more likely to notice holding your breath unintentionally, or it can make the anxiety worse because you're like, oh my God, I'm holding my breath. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Release. I know so many things you're doing at once is hard, huh? You'll get better at it. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Release. Okay, we're going to do a pumping breath, also known as breath is fire or shining skull breath. So we're going to pump the stomach. So I want your belly nice and relaxed. Maybe rub your belly and be like, I love you, no matter how little or much abdominal fat is there. You're working the muscles. I love you. Thank you, stomach and intestines, for helping me digest my food. A lot of people have really negative thoughts about their belly. Even I do, and I've had to work a lot on it. Still working on it. So it's okay. It's okay for your belly to be out here. You have to do that for this technique. So be okay with that. Let it go. Only you see this video. I'm not watching you. No one's watching you. Just let it go. Okay? So we're going to do skull shining breath. That's the exhale, sharp exhale. So we're not exhaling completely. It's a half exhale. And we breathe. Right? So the thing you're seeing in the stomach, the experience, that right, is from the breath. We're not actually we're not forcibly thinking about doing something with the abs. It's the breath itself that's causing the change in the movement here. And we're focusing here on the lower abs. All right, we're gonna do a couple rounds. Go as fast or as slow as you need to. If it helps, you can even lean forward a little bit. All right, let's start. Couple normal breaths here. We'll do one more round of that, and then we're gonna do lion's breath. Shake it out. Ooh. Ready? Half inhale. Go. Normal breaths here. You get lightheaded, pause, take a couple normal breaths here. And I say normal because normal for you might be different for someone else. If you have lived in stress or trauma or survival for a long time, you're used to breathing up here, and you're not used to the full, healthy breath of the entire rib cage and stomach moving. So your normal could be different. These exercises will train you to think and feel breathing in a different way, and to strengthen the muscles in the intercostal muscles, the tiny muscles in the ribs and in the stomach and back, the whole shebang. So take it easy if you're new to this, and even do half the time or even a few seconds if this is super new. And over time, you'll eventually be able to do the full video. Okay, so now we're gonna do lion's breath. Stick out the tongue, look in between the third eye, cross-eyed. And once again, if you need to, you can lean forward a little bit to help you. And we're making a, so we're really engaging the stomach here as if someone's pushing right here and letting the air out. This time we're letting all the air out, full exhale. All right. You ready? Get your angry lion face. Last one. So you can do lion's breath with a sound instead. So you have that option. Really silly. You see lion's breath and goddess pose as well. So now we're going to come into the stomach vacuums, and this is going to be the most intense. This is what we've been warming ourselves up for. So when we do stomach vacuums, we're going to do it in 3 different times at 3 different counts. Now you can repeat the stomach vacuum up to 3 times for video, and you could do this entire sequence that we're doing literally every day, and your abs and breathing are going to get really strong. When you're brand new, I don't recommend that. Maybe once or twice a week, and let yourself build up to it slowly over time. So now we're going to do the stomach vacuums. We're going to do a couple of cat cows just to kind of loosen ourselves up. So make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are hip width apart. We're going to inhale, bringing the chin up. Exhale, rounding it back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Switch the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come to a flat back. Let's wag the tail. Head comes to one side, hips go to the other. And if you'd like, you can stay here, do cat-cow, or take circles, sending the hips to one direction, then the other. And switch directions. All right. So this technique that we're gonna do right now, you can actually do standing up at a mirror, or you can do it seated, arched this way. The reason I show it in cat-cow is this, doing it in cat-cow helps us really to release our belly and helps with the feeling the most. Once you get good at it, you can like stand in the mirror and do this. So we're gonna just start with 10 seconds here. Now I want you to imagine that someone has a string on your belly button and they're behind you and they're pulling it until it goes all the way in and up. Or you can imagine that someone's punching you and you're embracing for the impact, engaging the core, and then you go up and in, okay? So let's take one normal breath here. And we'll do one more breath here. And exhale. Engage, up and in. Hold 10 seconds. Release. Take a cat-cow here, or anything else you want to do. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Second round, we're going to hold. I can't talk when I'm in that pose because I am completely exhaling and holding. And at any point, you can do shallow breaths at the top of the chest like we did in the beginning of the meditation. You feel the chest, so you just breathe slightly up here. One more breath. Up and in, engage. When you hold your breath for a long time, see if you can, as you're releasing, see if you can keep the breath as you release, so that way when you start to breathe again, you don't get that kind of feeling. It's not good for the throat. Let's just take a break here in hero's pose. You can just sit like this, have a pillow, or tuck your feet. Let's just roll out our wrists. So the last one's gonna be 30 seconds, which is long for a lot of people to hold their breath like that. So definitely breathe a little bit if you need to. You can even release it, breathe, and come back in. All right. You ready? One normal breath here. And do a breath to exhale. Up and in, hold. Good job. As a reward, let's do our thread the needle pose, and then we'll end for today. So inhale, bringing the arm up, exhale, threading it through. So definitely want to talk to your doctor first before doing that if you have any difficulties, just because that whole sequence is really intense, definitely not beginner. Yeah. The whole point of all of that is to improve breathing, breathing control, breathing awareness, and strengthening the transversus abdominis, which is that corset-shaped muscle. And doing that whole sequence actually will cinch your waist as it gets it stronger. And we're gonna release, come back up, and do the other side, opening up the arm like a bird, and then exhale in between. Bring the shoulder all the way down. If it doesn't make it, you can put a blanket there. When you're doing that stomach vacuum, you can also engage the pelvic floor like I was showing earlier, and that will make it even more intense, strengthening even more of the muscles. And let's come on out. I got memberships on my website. What? Teaching classes on my own website. What? You can download and buy meditations. What? Just check the link below at www.mysticforce.com.